It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
No touch it. No touch.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
Great. No touch.
A first down carry for Barkley. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
No touch.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The Eagles at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as he'll be brought down at the 27. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8.
Great. Set. No touch.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And Smith in motion right. Here's Hurts to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
No touch.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Hurts sets up to throw it. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. They get only a yard there. Now it's third and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
He completes it to Wilson. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down.
No surprise they decided to throw on third down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start, because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Sanders. This is the tight end, Njoku. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The rookie from Colorado on target with that throw. They've got a first down. Back to throw now on first down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field. Sanders operating from the gun. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. $3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Sanders. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Now Sanders from the gun on third down. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. First target, first catch, and a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Flush to his right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
Here's 2nd and 8. Steps away to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
In search of 8 yards on third down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Looking to throw. Sanders. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Oh, a good move at the front. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Silver, set.
Throwing is Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Hurts. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's taken down inside the 30. They'll look to throw now on first down. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Here's Sanders. From the gun, he'll throw. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Back to throw. Sanders escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. It's their quarterback. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career. But he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to look downfield for Barkley. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return. And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing the colleges delivered.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Sanders now operating from the gun. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun now on third down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Philly. 41 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 8.
Set. No touch.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Now back to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Browns are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
The Browns drive about to get started. To throw is Sanders. Throwing to start the drive. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now they'll audible to something else. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Before they can snap it, time runs out on this third quarter of play.
Miami. No touch.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Great. Set. No touch.
Looking to throw on second down. Hurts to Barkley on the check down. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
Second and 1. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 63 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. Sanders. Open man. He completes it to Judy. And he is going to have a Browns first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On the jump.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man Johnson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. That one looks like he'll throw here. Again, it's Johnson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 24-yard line. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Off play action. Sanders out to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Sanders. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Looking to throw. Sanders into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory.